All right, here is an interesting question. Can I manage my own investments? That's an interesting question, and I would say absolutely yes. Of course you can. Now, is that a wise decision? Well, that just depends on your own situation. I would ask two questions of you to make that decision. Number one, do you have the time, the ability, and the desire to manage your own investment? Managing money is not rocket science, and as a financial advisor, it pains me to admit this, but it really shouldn't be that complicated. There's just a lot of basic information that you have to know. But you do have to take it seriously, and you should study not just about investing, but around the other fields that relate to investing. So, for instance, if you were going to manage your own money, you should understand what diversification is. You should understand what asset allocation is, and what each of these terms means, and what's the difference between those two terms. You should learn about the tax impact of your investment. You should be able to make critical Social Security decisions if you're close to retirement. You should learn about asset protection strategies. As you get older, you need to know about estate planning decisions. So there are many areas of financial planning that relate to investments. And if you're going to do a really good job, then you should take it seriously and study and learn each of these areas. But if you really have the passion, I'd encourage you to do it. There's really no reason you can't manage your own money. It may come down to, if you are retired, it may just come down to simply this. Do you enjoy studying and managing your own money enough to do it? Or would you rather offload that to a financial professional and do other things, other hobbies in retirement that you enjoy more? The second question I would ask of you to determine whether you could manage your own money may actually be the more important of the two. And this question is, can you manage your own money without making emotional mistakes? In other words, can you remain calm when the stock market is in utter chaos? Long term, the stock market has always gone up, and we're going to assume that it always will. But short term, it's just it's a roller coaster. It's up and down. You have fear and greed and emotion driving returns, and so it's just so unpredictable in the short term. And that's why many investors that try to manage their own money underperform the overall stock market indexes. There's been several studies about the performance of the average investor versus stock market indexes. And generally, the average investor underperforms stock market indexes by a considerable amount. And the reason they underperform is simply this. It's not that they don't have the technical knowledge or skill. Generally, it's just because they make mistakes based on their emotion, not making or letting their emotions get the best of them. It's human nature to buy and sell at the wrong time. These mutual fund companies, when do you think they're going to advertise and market to you? They're going to market to you when they're coming off their absolute best performance. And so if you listen to these ads, you're typically going to be buying at a high spot, and then sometimes you hold on and then sell kind of at the bottom. So it's just human nature to buy high and sell low, and so if you're going to manage your own money, you just have to be able to avoid human nature, which is getting in and getting out of the stock market at the wrong times. The key to doing this is having a game plan in advance. You have to think out in advance what you're going to do, and so no matter what the stock market does, you're already prepared for it, and you're going to do your game plan no matter what. So to summarize, whether the answer to whether you should manage your own money, I would say there's two things. One, do you have the time, the ability, and the desire to manage your own money? Two is, can you manage your money and stay calm when the stock market is in utter chaos?